The government taking steps to ensure improved accountability and transparency in the management of the country's financial affairs. During proceedings in the House of Assembly this morning, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Peter Turnquest, led off debate on the new Fiscal Responsibility Bill. The legislation sets guidelines for how this and future governments spend and account for public funds. The legislation is expected to take effect October 1st.
With this bill, gone will be the days of reckless government spending, irresponsible fiscal management, and unbridled deficit financing and debt buildup. The law will force our government and the future governments to achieve the deficit objectives that it set out. Clearly, the stringent fiscal requirements of this legislation are groundbreaking in the affairs of our nation.
Well, the legislation also paves the way for the establishment of a Fiscal Responsibility Council and also has stringent reporting protocols attached.
The long-term debt objective is to reduce debt to no more than 50% of GDP. The fiscal balance is to be reduced to no more than 0.5% of GDP from fiscal year 2020-21 onwards. To allow a transition to the latter objective, the fiscal balance shall not exceed 1.8% of GDP in 2018-19, which, as I indicated earlier, we have set our budget to achieve.
In his contribution to the debate on the Fiscal Responsibility Bill, Member of Parliament for South Beach and Education Minister, the Honourable Jeffrey Lloyd, said the legislation will ensure a brighter future for the country's youth. He cited the tuition-free initiative at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, noting that the lack of adequate resources resulted in some young people not being able to participate in the program.
When the doors open this July for registration at BTVI, the 1,000 available spaces for candidates wishing to study at that institution were oversubscribed by over 500 students. That means for the 1,000 positions that were available, over 1,500 had applied. And that's just, Mr. Speaker, in New Providence and Grand Bahama. Does not count the many other family islands.
Deputy Leader of the Progressive Liberal Party and Member of Parliament for Exuma and Ragged Island, Chester Cooper, threw his support behind the bill but said he had a number of concerns about it.
The absence of economic studies to support the path to this supposed fiscal balance is most concerning. The bill arbitrarily locks us into targets without offering data and analysis to support this. In the absence of this data, the Parliament could be asked to push the country into a deeper recession. The government also needs to be clear on which deficit target they are now adopting.